We've spent quite a bit of time talking about the activity lifecycle, the Android component that is tied to the user interface of your application. But some tasks just don't fit nicely into the lifecycle of a single activity. For example, you might trigger a change inside of the Preferences activity that requires the database to resync with the server. It doesn't make sense to run this synchronization task within the Preference activity, which will soon be destroyed when the user returns to the main activity. In fact, it doesn't make sense to do network transactions that talk to a database inside of any activity. It has nothing to directly do with the user interface of the application. That's where services come into play. Services are one of the 4 primary Android components as described in the Android manifest, including activities, content providers, and broadcast receivers, all connected using intents. Services are meant for long-running background tasks, which don't need a visual component. Because of this, services, unlike activities, do not provide a user interface. An activity can start a service, which will then continue to run, even after the activity is shut down. Therefore, services are great for things like loading and processing data in the background, even when none of the app's activities are open. For example, the fact that you'll get email, text messages, and calendar reminders, even when all these apps are closed, is because there are background services running on your phone listening for and downloading data. When you send an email message and navigate away from Gmail, a service is what makes sure that that message gets sent out, even though your activity is closed. Alright, now that we know the basics of services, let's compare them to a framework component we're already familiar with, loaders.